Well, it's the start of a new shop project. We're going to work on the XCR800. All right, so I've already introduced you to this, and we've taken a couple rides, and you know that she needs some love. It got beat by Greg's Formula 3 700 single pipe Skidoo triple. We're going to address that. We're going to get it back to what it should be. It shouldn't be possible to be beat by that sled, stock for stock. We're going to go through it. So we're not going to do a lot of cosmetics. All that we're going to really do for cosmetics, I got a different windshield that isn't cracked. And this windshield trim piece here,
yep.
I got a purple one I made red. So
nice thing because it's a separate piece.
Yeah, the hood's okay. It's got one little crack over here, but it's not bad. And then, the sled says 10,679 miles right now. And we really don't know the history. Has the sled ever been taken apart? Has it been gone through? Has anybody ever looked at the engine? I don't know. Maybe we'll find some evidence that suggests yes as we get into it. Maybe we won't. I don't know. But we're going to pull the engine out. I'm not guaranteeing a full rebuild. It just depends on what we find. All I know for sure is we're going to do the exhaust valves. We're going to do the crank seals, clean the carbs, new floats, clean the carbs. That kind of thing. And we're going to do the normal chassis work. We're going to do all the bearings on the chain case, drive shaft, jack shaft, and then the skid, and rebuild the shocks, and whatever else we find that needs to be fixed, we're going to fix it. But overall, this thing's really a lot better than Patty was.
Oh, jeez. Yes.
So hopefully this project doesn't drag out for 6 months.
Any extras you're putting on it, John?
Oh, there's a couple extras. We'll show them when we get there. I have a couple things. We'll show you when we get there. That's kind of the part of the payoff at the end when we put on the cool stuff. But, yeah, I want to ride this thing if we get snow this winter. So let's get after it.
That's the if.
Well, I got the XCR800 in the shop, and I'm starting to look at it. And first up is compression checks. And that looks pretty good. Looks like about 135 on the mag hole. I'll keep going. All right, center hole. Pretty much the same story. Might be down 5 psi from the mag. We'll accept it. All right, PTO hole. Pretty much 135. So it's looking like 135, 130, 135. Good enough. From what I've read, we should expect 135 out of these motors. I got to say, fundamentally, the motor's sound. All right, we're at our first difficulty. So this thing's got these, they're like the push darts from other year Polarises, but they got a screw in the middle, and a bunch of these screws won't screw out. The answer is drill out the screw. They're just plastic. We're going to drill those out. The other ones that did come out, they just pop out like a normal push dart.
Should.
They will. All right, so we're learning aggressive chassis things here. Dennis asked, how do these hood hinges work? And we just kind of figured it out. So you can see they got this pin and they're captured. And then over here, I've got the pin out. And you just kind of slide this thing out, and then you can pick them straight up.
Yep.
So I can't do that with holding the... Here, you want to hold the camera? Dennis can hold the camera. Yeah, you get that off, and now you can pull it out.
Now that'll come out.
So we'll repeat on the other side, and then we're going to pull the hood off.
All right, John, there's a bazillion springs holding this exhaust together.
Yeah, the only way this works is to take off the top pipe and just go one at a time. I mean, it's pretty hard to get to those middle lower springs, but look at how many springs are. There's 4 springs on this PTO pipe. I mean, they're
all
not...
that horsepower, they got to hold it in.
Yeah. They're not fighting me. I mean, they're coming off, but... And then this exhaust system is sealed up.
Spring down there.
Really good. Is there another one? Oh, boy. this exhaust is sealed up really good with like donuts and stuff, and almost automotive like. Oh, there you go. I dropped one donut. You can see that donut. The other donut.
Donuts.
Here's the other donut that seals up this end. Very, very automotive-like on these pipes.
All right, keep going.
So we're tearing it on down, and we got the pipes off. And you know what? For a 10,000-mile sled, it's not as dirty and greasy in there as I thought. Yeah, Dennis says it's dirty. This is the cheap eBay, Amazon water pump that Chris put in there. And it seemed to fit and work, but you could see where the pipe was rubbing right there. This is one this is an original Polaris that I bought that I thought I'd use. I think it's from an SPX. You can see it's got the same boss. Tim has a different one that's an original XCR800 pump, and this bolt is in some other spot on that pump. So when we get there, we'll compare all three and we'll show you the difference. But just thought I'd show you that right now, that this pump was 100% for sure rubbing on the pipe. All right, all you guys screaming in the comments about the green slides, which I already knew about. Yeah, 10,000-mile sled with green slides. Look at this. And we'll be examining them more later, but they are a little worn on the bottom, but I don't see any major chips out of these. But there you go. I am going to replace them with the black slides, but I just thought I'd show you that. 10,769-mile sled, still with intact green slides. Or so the odometer says. All right, I found the first unfortunate thing. Hard to see, but on the hose here, a drip of oil came out. Maybe I get some more. It's blue. This sled's supposed to run VES. No big deal since we're going to clean those slides anyways. That's really not going to be a problem, but, you know, it's just one of those things. All right, I found the first actual thing that concerns me, but it's an easily replaced part. You see this throttle cable? That's down on the oil pump. That's all frayed and bad, and got to replace that. That's no good.
Don't want that breaking.
Nope.
Hey, John, where are you going with that rope?
Holy crap. This is the longest rope I've ever found on a snowmobile. I was just pulling it out to make a loop so I could cut the D-ring off, but this is 2 feet longer than I've ever made a rope or seen a rope.
I don't know who would have arms long enough to pull that rope.
I think you're supposed to tie it to a different snowmobile and drive away. I don't know. That's crazy.
Motor's coming out. My watch says about 42 minutes it took.
Yeah, we're hooked on something. Oh, we're hooked on that pusher there. All right. So there we go. Not a IndyCar pit stop, but what'd you say, 43 minutes?
43 minutes.
And that's from when we filmed the intro, really. That includes times we stopped to film and everything, and she's out. So, not a catastrophe in there. Dennis, what's your rating on this?
For a 10,000-mile sled that we don't know the history of, 6.8 out of 10.
It's not bad. I mean, it's so much better than Walnuts was, and way better than Patty. So we could see they had a major belt blowout down there once upon a time. We'll straighten that out. But otherwise, the bulkhead looks pretty sound.
There's no acorns.
There's no acorns.
No walnuts.
I would say when we get the chassis stripped down, I need to haul this thing to the car wash and pressure wash it.
Ooh, do a real good cleaning. Well, you can't do it outside now anymore.
Well, not here, but I could at the car wash.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Maybe I won't do it. Maybe I won't bring it to the car wash. Maybe we'll just do it the hard way. But, all right, we're going to keep ripping this thing down. I mean, we got half the night left.
It's only one beer.
it's been pretty quick.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Dennis. Hi, guys.
Hey, Brad, thanks for coming over.
Well, it was snowing out. I thought I better stop down and make sure you guys were okay.
Were the roads bad?
They're horrible.
How much is out there, Brad?
Oh, there's got to be at least 3/10, maybe 4/10 of an inch.
3/8 of an inch?
Possibly. I was going tenths to make it sound better.
All right, we're going to convert that to metric for our Canadian European friends. 10 millimeters.
Oh, geez. You lost me.
That's a good base.
We have
Because
10
that's all
millimeters.
it is right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what are we doing? We're tearing the...
Well, we took the console off because we're going to take the seat off next so that we can get to all the plumbing connections to take off the water bottle.
Yep.
So these things are complicated.
Yeah.
But you do what you got to do. All right, so we're looking at stuff, trying to decide what all needs to be rebuilt. Dennis, hit the handlebars. I don't know if you can see this, but this joint right here is really loose. This one's better. That one doesn't look too bad, but this one's jumping up and down a bunch. And then the outer tie rods have a ton of play. The other side's just as bad. I can't really tell the inner tie rods if they got a lot of play. We'll check them.
Oh, that's bouncing up now, too.
Oh, now the other one's bouncing up and down. So we'll check them. Next thing we're going to do is rip the shocks out. Oh, yeah, and you can see we got the tanks out. The seat gas tank's just sitting there loose. We got the oil and coolant tank out. A bunch of wires are unplugged. We're just doing teardown. The inspection continues. You want to show them, Dennis? Yeah, that hole's all hogged. So there's at least welding involved on that. How about this one, Brad?
The bar's going up and down, bolt staining.
Okay, that one, the bushings are shot. So it's leaning more and more towards a full front end rebuild as we work our way through this. So this is a huge point in favor of the aggressive chassis. Look at that. There's room for tools. Well, now we got everything blocked. But there's room for tools up in there. Room for a ratchet to actually get that upper shock bolt out. That's pretty good. I decided on full front end rebuild. It's just some hind joints and stuff, and if we could do it for Patty, we can do it for this thing. So trailing arm is, well, it's essentially off right there. So the reason I took it off is because I'm having a heck of a time knocking this bolt out. Everything's in the way. At least I can see it now. But this bracket's right in the way of knocking that out. I don't know. It's going fine, though. Here we go.
Sure it is.
It's missing most of a corner already. Dennis, how's the other side going? All right, Dennis, what's going on? This side is not as easy as the other side.
No, it's not. So you had that fancy, you could reach your socket up in there. This side we can't, so we did it by hand. However, you can't get that bolt out all the way.
Oh, geez. The bolt is hitting the belly pan on this side.
Yeah, so the bolt goes in before the belly pan, which means the belly pan's got to come out to get the bolt out. Or we drill a hole up here.
I think I hear a hole coming there.
Yeah.
I don't see another way.
What are you doing? Go down here.
Yeah, so I've decided we're going to sacrifice this bolt. It is stuck in the sleeve. I've tapped on it with a hammer and a punch. Now we're bringing out Thor. Thor should remove it. Or not. Okay, I'm cutting the head off, and then we'll drive it out the other way.
I'll leave mine started just in case.
Got lucky we didn't get one that was stuck.
I was waiting for it.
So that's one of the most frequent questions. What if one side's stuck and just spinning? You got to get the other bolt back in, tighten it down, and work back and forth, back and forth. I don't have any other answer for you. Sure, to get out the Sawzall, and I'm not advising you to do that.
That doesn't work out well either.
And yes, it sucks for everybody. We've all been there, and we've all done it.
Don't take them both out.
Yeah, don't take the second one. Don't take the first bolt all the way out until the second one's out, so that if you got to run it back in, it's easier. Have your coffee cup, Brett? All right, another great night in the shop. Thanks for the help tonight, guys.
You're welcome.
These guys were busting
time.
their knuckles and swearing at stuff just like I was, especially the shock on this side. But we got her all apart. Well, I wouldn't say all apart. Chain case, jack shaft, drive shaft, track is still in it. We got to tear that apart. A little bit more tear apart on the front suspension, but that's as far as we're taking it tonight. I got to call it quits a little bit early because tomorrow morning I wake up at 5 a.m. and Greg picks me up in his minivan and we go off to Eagle River. We're going to pit crew for Mike Stratacheck. That'll be another video that you may see before this or you might see it after because that's the way videos go. All right, you guys got anything you want to say?
Came apart pretty good. A lot of nice bolts, not too much rust.
No rust, really. The one side over there, and this access to this one bolt could have
It's
been
like
better.
somebody knew already ahead of time and took out the easy side first.
I didn't know ahead of time, but I did take out the easy side by accident. I'm going to say there was a lot of plating on a lot of those bolts, and the motor looks like this thing's been trailered on an open trailer or ditch bang, but the suspension bolts didn't really show that. I mean, it wasn't that rusty.
Bottom of the tunnel or bottom of the belly pan, everything's
Yeah,
really clean on this sled.
There's no dents or bruises.
I'm really starting to question the 10,000 miles. I mean, we're going to go with it. I'm not going to tell somebody it's less, but there is damage up there in that area of the hood, and maybe somebody busted up the headlight and gauge pod and swapped it out. I don't know. We'll never know. Or maybe we will. Maybe Chris will leave a comment and go, I know exactly how many miles in the history of the sled. I didn't get that from him before. Chris, if you know that, I'd like to know. But I don't know. I mean, it seems awfully nice for a 10,000 mile sled.
Yeah, it's way too clean for 10,000 miles. But
I've never had a 10,000 mile sled. I've never had one that went much over 6. And,
That was
usually,
pushing it.
usually if you buy a 6,000 mile sled at a swap meet, it's a lot like Patty.
2 kids have had
it's
it.
a 6,000 mile sled.
Yeah. So, anyways, I feel pretty good about it, and definitely going to continue on with the project. So, with that said, I want to tell you thanks for watching. Thanks to Darren Lumby for the super thanks on a video recently, and thanks to everybody that's hit subscribe. We've had a lot of new subscribers, and really appreciate you. If you another way to support the channel, obviously you can do a super thanks, but the other way is to join the Patreon. And for either $5 or $10 a month, you can support the channel on the pizza and parts or spark plugs and beer or whatever the funds are called. And you get your name up on the screen, obviously, as you can see, and there's a couple screens worth. And also you get to watch all the videos early and ad-free. You get patron-only posts with pictures and videos and stuff. We try to give the patrons a lot of extra stuff. So there you go. So thanks for watching. And hopefully pray for snow, and we'll see you on the trails.